Good morning everyone, and welcome back to another day in the life video. It is a different one considering it is a Saturday and I am heading off to clinic right now, but it will be fun because I get to kind of see the group clinic that occurs on Saturday, at least for a portion of it. And I know that later this week I am going to help my friend with his 100-mile race, so I know that on Thursday I might be trying to leave a little bit early just so that I can get there in time, since I have a decent drive to get over there. But I'll make sure to do some recording while I am doing that run at the end of the week so that you guys can see everything and basically all that my running training has accumulated to prepare myself for it. So I guess I'll see you guys after work. Well, this morning was a bit of a slow morning, mainly just because of the fact that I was pretty tired yesterday, so I needed to give myself some time to rest this morning. I woke up, I made some breakfast, and then I did some cleaning around the apartment just to make sure that everything was looking good. But the main focus for today is going to be NPTE studying because I am a bit behind on that. So I'm going to really try and utilize as much time as I can to get back on top of that, as well as doing some of the second reviews, third reviews of the items that I've already covered. So now that that's out of the way, I can kind of talk about what happened yesterday. So yesterday, the main reason why I went in was because of the fact that they do a group kind of exercise on the weekends, and my clinical instructor, since they were working on the weekend, said that it would be a good opportunity for me to see it. And it was super fun to get to see those kids who are all there working on their goals, their individual goals collectively as they were playing games together. They were forming connections with the other kids who are on the rehab floor. So it was nice to see those potential friendships forming, since they'll both, be there for a while. So it was just fun overall and a good experience in terms of seeing exactly what happens on the weekend while I am away, since I am only working Monday through Thursday on the regular. But that's pretty much all that happened. I'm going to have a regular week for the most part this week, where I'm working Monday through Thursday. Tuesday will be a little bit different because my clinical instructor will be gone and I'll be working with another therapist, but with our patients. So I'll be a little bit more of the expert on them for that day. And then on Thursday, I'm probably going to leave a little bit early to give myself time to prepare for heading off to the race and everything. So I'm just going to get to working on my NPTE stuff because I have a lot to do today. Today was a pretty awesome day. I didn't have either of my clinical instructors with me for the day. I was with another therapist, but we were still with the patients that I have been treating. So I kind of got to be the expert and have a little bit of independence because of the therapist who was with me for the day, knowing that I could take the reins and really try to lead as much as I possibly could. And I think the thing that stood out to me today was we were interacting with this patient and a family early in the day. They were able to complete a transfer with newly utilizing a front-wheeled walker. Of course, still had some safety concerns because they were a bit impulsive and quickly went through movements, so they were a safety concern. And we had left them at the end of the session in their wheelchair, instructing them to let us know or let one of the other therapies or nursing know when they needed to transfer back to the bed, but try to stay upright as long as possible to increase that tolerance, since they were on bed rest for a while. But essentially what had happened is we had been called back from one of the sitters in the room that they needed to be transferred back. We come back in the room and they were already being transferred by the family. I ensured that they stayed safe throughout that portion that I was in there. But then I quickly initiated some conversation with the family about just maintaining safety for them and the patient and instructing them that we are the ones that need to mobilize them right now, especially with some of these safety concerns. And I think thinking back to my first clinical where I was in acute care on the orthopedic floor, I don't think I would have initiated that conversation as quickly with family in terms of safety, just because I didn't have as much of the clinical confidence or just the right things to say in order to maintain that rapport with the family and the patient. But I think that that was something awesome to see in myself today, where I felt confident going into that conversation, knowing that I wanted to keep everyone safe and that that was a priority. And just being able to show that growth over time, knowing that I didn't have to wait for the other therapist who was with me to help me initiate that conversation. I was able to do it on my own, which was really wonderful. And then, of course, with independence and showing that I did some great things today, I am still a student and I still make mistakes and I'm not perfect. So, lots of learning still happening, but it was definitely a great day for growth, getting to be independent, having some mistakes on my own, and being able to have those successes was wonderful. But now that I'm home, the priority is really going to be getting caught up on my NPTE studying, since I know I'm behind by a few days, and watching the presidential debate because I want to be an educated voter, as I hope all of you do as well. So I'm just going to take some time for that tonight, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow once I'm done. It ended up being another pretty awesome day at clinic today. Overall, I think that I am gaining more and more independence, especially with those patients that I'm seeing more and more frequently. And with some of those patients that I'm seeing more frequently, one of which is ready to discharge tomorrow. So I'm super excited for them because they've come a long way after their big medical workup. I have another friend who we saw them move the most and really want to show how much they can move compared to when I had first seen them, when they could barely move because they had burns up all over their arms and across their chest and everything. So it's just incredible to see how much progress they have made in their mobility, from being in some great pain just doing some tiny movements in the bed to being able to walk all the way from their room down to the gym, even starting to do a little bit of introduction into standby assistance rather than having to have some hands-on assistance with them during their ambulation and just with the activity in general. So it has been wonderful. But now, since I have had a little bit of a break where I've been working on some research since I got home, getting home a little bit early, since we didn't go all the way until 5:30 today, I knocked that out. I have a few chores that I want to get done before I head off for my race tomorrow, because I'm pretty much taking a half day tomorrow, I think is the plan, where I'll go in the morning. There's a training in the morning with some of the new equipment that the rehab team is getting that I'll jump in on. We'll do our patients in the morning, and then I'll have the afternoon to kind of prepare and get ready to head out for that, since that will be from Friday until Saturday is when I'm running that race with my friend, to hopefully get him all the way to the finish line of that 100-mile race. So I have lots of prep to do tonight. I also need to make sure to do my NPTE studying. So that's everything on the docket, and get myself some food as well. Well, fast forward a couple hours, and after I got out of clinic, I basically cleaned up my apartment since I won't be there for the next few days, and my girlfriend will be the next one there. But I just wanted to make sure that everything was good for the bunny sitters that we have going on until we get back. But essentially, today it was a nice short day. We saw a good bit of patients in the morning, got to see another one of my friends leave, which again is pretty sad, but great to see them improving so much that they are able to go home, which is wonderful. So, outside of that, I think the biggest thing that I saw from today and took away from it was the fact that I did have, when I was doing one of my notes in the afternoon before I was leaving, a older parent of one of the children that we were seeing come over and kind of ask for help because they didn't feel comfortable with transfers and everything with their child that we had been helping a little bit earlier. So I ended up going over there with some of the staff to make sure that they could get them moved safely and everything. And I thought that that as a whole rounded out the week well and summed it up well in the fact that this week was really a lot of focus on that safety, having to have those conversations with some of the parents, having people advocate for their own safety and request help from us, even though they know that we can be pretty busy sometimes. They still want things to be done correctly. So I think that safety was really the big thing this week as a whole, but it was another really great week. I had a great time overall. I'm getting more and more independence, like I said, with that day that my clinical instructors weren't there, and I feel like that just kind of springboarded me into once they returned, and I'm getting to do more and more, which is very, very fun, and I am so excited for more of it next week. But for now, I have to get ready and prepare for my run because that's my next thing. I came down to Castle Rock because I am meeting up with one of my other friends who is the other pacer for our friend who's running this 100-mile race, so that we can drive to our race location together and get ourselves all good to go and settled, since we will be starting the race tomorrow. So I think I'm going to end the video here so that we can start off either an independent video for the run itself or having that be the start of the next video. So if you want to see that, make sure you look out for the next video. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe down below. You can check out my links in the description for 20% off a Picmonic subscription, and you can always utilize their 5-day free trial in order to figure out if it's right for you. But thank you all so much for watching. This has been KBDPT, and I'll see you all in the next video.